Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing okay. We are going to be looking at a faction supercarrier that got baited hard. I've got the full story. I've got the kill mail. I've got the bait ship that was used, and it's actually quite a prime bait ship as well. Actually, it's quite impressive. But the kill was it was a thick kill, You might have seen it on Zkill if you are a Zkill board enjoyer. But first of all, if you are new to the channel, guys, a subscribe will be really appreciated as it helps YouTube recommend more people to the channel if they see the channel growing. And we also have a 10,000 sub goal by the end of the year, which is a tall order, I appreciate. But lo and behold, we are slowly working our way there. And with every one of you subscribing, you make me that little bit happier. So, first of all, let's dive straight into this, as it is a faction supercarrier, which is a very, very, very end game ship to use, and it is quite an interesting kill mode, so let's dive into that. So here we are. Here is the supercarrier. It is the Sansha Supercarrier, the Revenant. Now, there's not many of these out there. There's a handful of them. I would say less than 50 that are actually active and whatnot in the game. I estimate that, but we can look at see how many of them have actually died in total. So, in total, 38 of them have died in EVE. In total, ever. 38 of them. So that's what? 20 years of EVE Online, and only 38 have died. So when one of these dies, it is quite impressive, really. So let's have a look at the fit first of all. Now the fit was, so as you can see, he's got hyperspatial low slot, he's got hyperspatial rigs, and he's got align time, and he's got a micro warp drive to get him up to my warp speed. So the idea of something like this is it sinos in, it drops fighters, it destroys whatever it's been sinoed in on extremely quickly, because these things are very, very powerful. They do a lot of damage. They sino in, they destroy something, and then they're gone. They warp off, and they're gone, and then they jump out. This, however, had been used for that in its lifespan, granted. But what happened is Deepwater Hooligans had been monitoring this guy using this before. Now, when Deepwater Hooligans decide they're going to hunt something, they are going to catch it one way or another. And it's only it's not if, it's when they catch it. And it might have taken them some time to hunt this down, track it, and, monitor where it's going and stuff like that. So they caught it in 15W TAC GC in tribute. So this was killed in 15W TAC GC. Now, they used a bait ship for the Revenant to drop onto to kill, right? It was in the form of a Marshal, which is quite an expensive bait ship. As you can see, 16 billion. That is one hell of a bait ship. But a 16 billion kill mail, quick and easy kill mail, is something that this guy was obviously wanting to collect on. And granted, he got his kill. Fair enough, he got his kill, right? That he got it. But notice how the system is Hakonnen, which, if we look on Dotlan, is here. Borders Tribute. So he did not get caught then. The bait ship died before everyone else could jump in. And because he jumped out to a Sino beacon, which is a sovereignty structure that the Alliance Fraternity have put up in 15W TAC GC. So he jumped out to that beacon, maybe not have had eyes on that beacon, I don't know. But when he landed, he realized that he was in deep doo-doo, as there was a trap waiting for him. So he'd basically come in, nuked the Marshal, and then jumped to a Sino beacon, where he was then caught by these guys. Now, you can't see on the kill mail there is any bubbles, or there's no heavy interdictors on scan, unless they didn't do any damage, but they would have been on here. They would have been on the kill mail if heavy interdictors had been used. So I suspect, now this is the, me being skeptical about this. I suspect, not skeptical, sorry. This is me guessing at what happened, I think there was all of this stuff was either waiting or had been dropped by this Arazu, because they must have had that Arazu cloaked on that beacon to catch him. So they might have had an anchor bubble on the beacon, or they might have bubbled it with a saber, but I think that would have showed here. But they caught it and then dropped a couple dreadnoughts and a load of black ops on it. Now this fit is expensive, as you can tell. The fit is very expensive. So all officer high mods, all officer mid slots apart from that, and then, you know, I imagine these mutated drone damage amplifiers, I imagine they are quite expensive. They might even be officer rolled damage amplifiers, apologies. But you'll notice that it has no tank. The average supercarrier will be able to take in excess of 5 million damage before it dies through resistances, extended mods and stuff like that. It didn't have any of those. So this thing only took 1.8 million damage. So that was a 330 billionist kill mail, which is probably a bit more due to these damage amplifiers. Probably a little bit more than that. But this is what's called a hyper-dunking supercarrier, where you drop in, you nuke something, and you warp off. And because you've got high hyperspatials and all that sort of stuff, you warp fast, you can get away fast. And these are not meant to be caught. If these are caught, they are dead. It is that simple. And, you know, that happened here. It died. But interesting enough, he's got all these in his cargo. So he might have been using this to kill dreadnoughts, like NPC dreads, and scooping the loot. I don't really know. But that was a hell of a mistake. And he got caught out by, you know, Deep Water Hooligans hunting. They obviously realised that if he's in Harkonnen and the nearest jump bridge available to him would have been in 1-5 TAC GC, that is where he's going to jump to. It was a gamble, obviously, but it paid off, and the guy lost his Revenant. So that has been one hell of a loss. It's there's not many of these die because they are very, very well looked after, as in they're not fielded in big fleet fights because they just instantly get primaried. They're not used that often because they do have a very good tank on them, but because of how expensive they are, they do not get, they just get instantly targeted by any fleet, in any fleet engagement. So, just thought I'd show you this one, guys. We do have some more stuff coming and on the channel. We do have, I do have another couple interviews. I'm just working out the times and dates of them because obviously different time zones, it's quite difficult to negotiate times on those. And I do want to try and do a challenge of some sort. So there was a lot of like Pando's Trash Man challenge. I want to give that a go. There's also an Iron Man challenge that I've seen a few people doing now, and I really want to give that a go. Or like 100 Days in Eve video, and to see how far a veteran player of Eve Online can get in 100 days with no assistance from alt characters, not buying off the market, and make everything that I use, that I'm going to use, or loot everything I'm going to use, for example. So I think it would be, I think it could be really, really cool to do a challenge like that. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any more insider knowledge about this, please let me know in the comments, because I really like hearing about this sort of stuff. And also, we're going to be looking at doing that weekly news update, probably Friday, Saturday, probably Saturday, if I'm brutally honest with you. But there's a lot to discuss on that one as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this quickfire video about the Revenant that died. I thought it is video worthy because, as I saw before, 38 of them have died so far. That is it. And they are always news-grabbing ships. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care. I'll see you the next time.